All right, so this is Kenny Santos out of Toronto, Canada for KennySantos.com. And it's time for another network marketing tip, and this one is all about getting more yeses. Do you want to get more people saying yes, meaning more people either buying your product or service, or more people joining your team, or more people, basically just saying yes, becoming a customer, or whatever the case may be? If you want to know how to get more people to say yes, then stay tuned. But before I get into the content, if you're getting values from my videos and from my blog and from my channel and from my content, then I invite you to do something super simple. I invite you to like, subscribe, share, and or comment. Again, it's a super easy way and it's a simple way for you to support my blog and to support my channel and to support my content, and you could do it for free. So, how do you get more yeses? And when you hear the answer, it's going to be something that you've heard before, but it is worth repeating. And the reason why is because the way to get more yeses is to get more no's. The secret to mass acceptance is mass rejection. I want you to look at it this way. If you were told to, shoot a basketball, and you would get, let's say, $1 million if you, got 100 free throws. All right, probably an impossible situation, right? Because no one's going to offer you that. But let's say that was the offering. What would you do? You would take a lot of shots. You take as many shots as it takes to get 100 free throws in. All right, and you would miss a lot in the process. For many people, especially if they're not professional basketball players, even if you played in high school or if you played when you were a child and it's been years since you've picked up a ball or it's been years since you've shot a ball, you'd probably miss more than you would get baskets. You'd probably get more misses than hits, when it comes to that. But you would eventually get it. And I want to take a quote here from Michael Jordan. It's a quote that you've heard before. It's basically, he says, you know what? I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. And ultimately, that's the same for you. If you want to get more yeses, you have to talk to more people. It's something that I've said before, something that you've heard other trainers say before, because when it comes down to it, if you are at the end of your month and you've talked to less than 5 people a week or 30 people in a month, or even, 60 people in a month or 100 people in a month, you're just not talking to enough people. And talking to someone and finding out if they're open isn't that difficult to do. It's a simple question that I've said probably 100 or dozens of times on this particular YouTube channel, is that you got to say less to more people. And the prospecting line that, that becomes so popular is, are you at all open to creating any extra income outside of what you're currently doing? Or are you at all open to a side project if it did interfere with what you're currently doing? Either they're open or they're not. If they're open, then continue the conversation. If they're not, then move on and talk to someone who is open. Because if they're not open, it's less likely, one, that they're even going to agree. Like, even if they heard all the information, if they're not open-minded, they're probably not going to buy or join. And even if you're an awesome salesman and you do convince them to buy or you do convince them to join, especially if they join, they're probably not going to work hard. They're probably not going to stay. Oh, sorry. I got a phone call coming in. They're probably not going to work hard. They're probably not going to stick with it. And they're probably going to just end up quitting. And so that's not something you want on your team anyway. So if they're not open, disqualify them. All right. Say, you know what? Totally get it. You don't have to tell them that they're disqualified, but just move on to the next person. The more people that you talk to, the more yeses you're going to get. And a lot of it has to do with the number of people you're talking to. It has less to do with how good you are, quote unquote, at selling. Because even the best salesman, like, if you just work on the wrong prospect for long enough, you're just going to be either, one, wasting your time, or two, if you get the unfortunate result of actually convincing them to join, it's just going to be even more waste of a time because they're just going to end up quitting anyway. And so you don't want that to happen. If you want to get more yeses, simply talk to more people. Find out if they're open. Instead of trying to convince everyone, find out if they're open. And those that are open, talk to them. See how interested they are in your product. See how interested they are in actually making a change in their life. If they're not even interested, then you got to move on. You got to talk to the next person. And it is so important, especially in today's current social and economic climate. There's a lot of people that are kind of sitting back, letting the unemployment roll in, or they're, working with some government subsidies and they're happy with that. Those people that are happy with that, many of them, they want something for nothing. And you do not want someone with that mindset on your team. Someone that wants something for nothing, of course, they're not going to work hard. And again, after a while, they're just going to end up quitting. All right. And then that could put your relationship at risk. If there was a friend or a family member and you worked your tail off and you said, you know what, our product is clinically proven, or this is easy, anyone can do it, and they end up failing, man, it kind of puts a strain in your relationship versus, you see if they're open, see if they're hungry, and say, you know what, I got something. It's going to take some work, but this, it's something that's a good fit for me. Maybe you'll like it too. That is such a different argument. And if they end up failing, that's on them. If you convince them to join, if you kind of twist their arm into joining, if they end up failing, it's kind of on you, and you don't want that responsibility. So I trust you got some great value out of this. Again, I invite you to like, subscribe, share, and comment. If you want to see more videos like this, go over to my blog. It's kennysantos.com. You could even put your name and email in, and you're going to get an awesome audio and grow in your business. Now remember this, every day, multiple times a day, the universe sends us miracles. We only got to do two things about that. We got to recognize those miracles. And of course, my favorite part, we get to accept those miracles. All right, take care. Create a great day.